Every dynasty's rise and fall has unique and profound reasons, offering us valuable lessons and insights. Now, let's look at each dynasty's collapse in chronological order. 1. The Xia dynasty. The Xia dynasty, the first hereditary dynasty in Chinese history, was established by Yu the Great in 2070 BCE. It endured for 470 years, passing through 16 rulers, from the turmoil of King Taikang's loss of power to its peak during King Xiao Kang's resurgence. However, it came to an end when Tang of Shang defeated the tyrant King Ji at the Battle of Mingqiao. The downfall of the Xia dynasty can be attributed to King Ji's brutal rule. Additionally, as the population grew, the rulers failed to improve primitive agricultural techniques, leading to weakened national strength. This left them vulnerable to the Shang tribe, which had more advanced production technology. 2. The Shang dynasty. The Shang dynasty, China's first dynasty with written records, was founded by Tang of Shang in 1600 BCE. It lasted for 600 years, with 17 generations and 31 kings. The dynasty reached its zenith during the prosperous era of King Wu Ding. However, as the number of slaves increased and their exploitation intensified, tensions between slaves and slave owners grew sharper. At the same time, the dynasty's rulers engaged in constant warfare, plunging the people into misery. Eventually, under the pressure of internal strife and external threats, the Shang dynasty met its demise. 3. The Zhou dynasty. The Zhou dynasty is the longest-lasting dynasty in Chinese history. It began in 1046 BCE with King Wu's conquest of the Shang and spanned the flourishing Western Zhou and the transformative Eastern Zhou. This dynasty witnessed the rise of the Spring and Autumn hegemons and the alliances of the warring states, enduring for 791 years with 32 generations and 37 kings. The decline of the Zhou dynasty can be traced back to the feudal system established in its early days. While this system initially strengthened royal control, its flaws became apparent over time. The feudal lords held independent political and military power, gradually eroding the Zhou king's authority. By the dynasty's later years, rebellions among the lords became a critical factor in its downfall. 4. The Qin dynasty. The Qin dynasty was China's first unified feudal empire. After generations of effort by the rulers of Qin, Emperor Qin Shi Huang unified the 6 warring states in 221 BCE. Tragically, the dynasty disintegrated just 15 years later, shortly after Qin Shi Huang's death. The primary reason for its collapse was the tyranny of Qin heir Shi Huai. Unlike his father's visionary leadership, Huai intensified the exploitation of the people, sparking large-scale uprisings that ultimately delivered the fatal blow to the Qin regime. 5. The Han dynasty. The Han dynasty is one of the most glorious in Chinese history, divided into the Western Han and Eastern Han periods. The Western Han was founded by Liu Bang in 102 BCE after his victory in the Chu-Han conflict. The Eastern Han was restored by Liu Shu, a descendant of the imperial family, after overthrowing Wang Mang's regime. The Han dynasty lasted for 405 years with 29 emperors. Its downfall stemmed from political chaos during its later years. Young and incapable emperors were often manipulated, leading to power struggles between eunuchs and external relatives. Meanwhile, natural disasters and widespread uprisings further weakened the dynasty, eventually leading to its collapse. 6. The Sui dynasty. The Sui dynasty was a short-lived yet brilliant chapter in Chinese history. It ended nearly 300 years of division following the Eastern Han dynasty and was founded by Emperor Wen of Sui, Yangjian, in 581 CE. Under his wise leadership, significant reforms were carried out, ushering in the renowned reign of Kaiwang. Unfortunately, the dynasty's fate took a sharp turn when Emperor Yang Guang, Emperor Wen's successor, ascended the throne. He launched multiple costly military campaigns and embarked on massive construction projects such as palaces and canals. To cover these expenses, he imposed heavy taxes and labor duties, pushing the people to the brink. Peasant uprisings broke out, and after only 38 years, the Sui dynasty came to an abrupt end. 7. The Tang dynasty. As one of China's most glorious dynasties, the Tang was founded in 1618 CE by Emperor Gaozu Liyuan. Emperor Taizong Li Shimin expanded and innovated, leading to the remarkable reign of Zhengguan. Later, during Emperor Xuanzong's reign, the Tang entered its peak, known as the Keyuan era. However, the An Lushan Rebellion during the mid-Tang period marked a turning point, significantly weakening the empire. Over its 289-year history, the Tang saw 21 emperors. The decline began with the rise of regional warlords who gained substantial military and economic autonomy, undermining central authority. Additionally, eunuchs gained political power by controlling palace guards and interfering in state affairs. The An Lushan Rebellion dealt a devastating blow, and these cumulative factors eventually led to the fall of this once thriving dynasty. 8. The Song Dynasty. The Song Dynasty, which bridged the 5 dynasties and 10 kingdoms with the Yuan dynasty, consisted of 2 periods, the Northern Song and the Southern Song. It was established in 9060 CE by Emperor Taizu Zhao Quanjian. The Northern Song flourished under the careful governance of its early emperors and reached economic prosperity during Emperor Zhenzong's reign. However, in 1127 CE, the Jurchen-led Jin dynasty invaded, leading to the infamous Jinkang incident and the fall of the Northern Song. That same year, Emperor Gaozong re-established the dynasty in the south, marking the Southern Song period. In total, the Song dynasty lasted 319 years with 18 emperors. Its decline stemmed from its prioritizing culture over military policy, which weakened the army. The rigid centralized system also caused inefficiencies, and under incapable rulers, the dynasty struggled to fend off external threats and internal burdens, ultimately leading to its collapse. 9. The Yuan dynasty. The Yuan dynasty, established by Kublai Khan of the Mongol Empire in 1271 CE, was the first unified dynasty ruled by the Mongols. By 1279, it had fully conquered the remnants of the Southern Song, completing its unification of China. The Yuan dynasty lasted 98 years with 15 emperors. Its downfall was largely due to the cultural clash between the nomadic Mongols and the agrarian Han Chinese. Discrimination against the Han majority fueled widespread resentment. Internal power struggles within the ruling class created instability, and many emperors indulged in luxury, neglecting governance. This led to economic decline and harsh living conditions for the people, paving the way for the Ming dynasty to replace it. 10. The Ming dynasty. The Ming dynasty was the last Chinese dynasty ruled by the Han people, founded by Emperor Taizu Zhuyanzhang, CXC. After periods of prosperity such as the reign of Hongwu and the Yongle era, the dynasty reached its peak during the reign of Rengsuan. The dynasty lasted 276 years with 16 emperors. However, its decline was driven by factional conflicts within the civil service, which caused political chaos. The rise of eunuch power further destabilized the government. Combined with frequent natural disasters, extreme poverty among the populace triggered widespread peasant uprisings, ultimately bringing an end to the Ming rule. 11. The Qing dynasty. The Qing dynasty, China's last imperial dynasty, was founded by the Manchu leader Nurhaci in 1636 CE and lasted 268 years under 12 emperors. It reached its height during the Kangxi, Yongjing, and Qianlong era, known as the High Qing period. In its later years, however, conservative policies and a closed-door approach led to stagnation. Corruption within the government and a failure to modernize the military left it vulnerable to foreign invasions. Increasing social and ethnic tensions further fueled unrest. Ultimately, the Qing dynasty collapsed under the weight of internal decay and external pressures, with the 1911 revolution marking the end of imperial China.